Hi everyone, I am sitting outside today for this live video because it's absolutely beautiful out. What a gift to have such a gorgeous day. And also forgive me if I look tired. I just drove to Philadelphia and back and I'm a bit tired. But anyway, I want to talk to you about the coronavirus. I know everybody's talking about it, but I still hear so many parents and just regular adults talking about it and being really fearful, and I totally get that. It is definitely unsettling. What I wanted to share with you is just some ideas and tidbits or whatever about talking to your kids about the coronavirus, because a lot of times these things happen, difficult situations like this, and we're not given that kind of information. It's difficult enough to talk about the birds and the bees sometimes with our kids, let alone something like this that we don't really have any experience with. So the first thing, and I always say this almost about everything, is that we need to be in a place of calm. And that's not easy when we're hearing so much information about what's happening with the coronavirus. So what I would ask you to do is think about how much information you actually need. You know, on my ride down this morning and back from Philly and to Philly, or to Philly and from Philly, I did listen to the news. I wanted to get some updates as to what's the status this morning, because I hadn't listened to anything since yesterday. But after about 20 minutes, I turned it off. I don't need to keep hearing the same messages again, which for me, and maybe for you as well, cause so much, uncomfortable feelings. So I would say listen to a tidbit just so that you can get up to date with what's happening, and then turn it off. Don't leave the radio on in the background, and don't leave the TV on the background, especially if you have, sorry, there's a passerby, especially if your kids are home. Be mindful of what's playing in the background. Be mindful of what's playing in the background when your kids are home and what that does to you. Does listening to the news make you feel better? My guess is not. My guess is the more you listen to it, the more anxiety you get. So just shut it off. When you have the information that you needed, the 15 minutes of update information, play something energizing, put on some great music, listen to an inspiring podcast, do something to shake off those difficult feelings, recognizing they exist and it's okay that those feelings exist, but we don't need to sit in that space and allow that to fester. So listen to the facts and then move on. And that will help keep us calm and feeling good. And so that's one piece of information that we can do. And then as far as talking to our kids, ask them questions first. So they may come to us and say, oh, mommy, daddy, kids were talking about the coronavirus at school. What's going on with that? Or I heard people can die, or whatever they'll say. Well, before we really answer their question, we want to find out, where are they coming from? What information do they already have that may or may not be accurate? So, honey, tell me, what do you know? What were kids saying? Ask them some questions. What do you think? And then after they, share with you where they are with all that information, feel free to answer questions. But most importantly, you don't have to answer any questions. You can always let them know, you know what, I'm not sure about that. I'll get back to you. But even with that, answer with confidence. Let them know that there's a lot of work being done to make sure that there's more testing and more people studying the information, and there's a lot of things that we can do to take care of ourselves, like washing our hands and covering our mouths when we cough and keeping our hands out of our eyes, nose, ears, which I know for kids, sometimes keeping your fingers out of your nose is really difficult. But we need to be that sense of calm and safety for our kids when we're feeling that things are not going great, or we're feeling uneasy about things, or whatever it is, because they're going to look to us for that safety and security. So that's really key. What else? Be mindful. So like I said, be mindful of the TV you have on in the background, or the radio that you have on in the background. Also be mindful of the conversations you're having with your friends. Like, I'm going to be leaving shortly to pick up my kids from school, and I don't really want to engage in a conversation with other parents about corona this, corona that, unless it's beer. because I don't need to get back into that space. I already listened to the news and I'm all done with that. I just want to pick up my kids and be so excited. It's a beautiful day and we can get to be outside. So be mindful of those conversations. And that's probably all I have to say about that. And if you do have any questions about how to talk about it, or these anxious feelings that were a lot of us are experiencing, or uncomfortable feelings, or whatever it is, go ahead and shoot me an email or reach out to me in any way, because it's important we take care of ourselves. That self-care is really important, to make sure that we're feeling okay, because if we're feeling okay, we're going to be able to parent much better in a much calmer way than if we're feeling so much anxiety and stress. That's going to come out in our parenting, and really it doesn't need to. So let's take care of ourselves and be healthy. All right, hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.